All right, welcome everyone to the Commanders Cowboys or Cowboys Commanders postgame. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe to both of our channels because this postgame will also be on Jason's channel. Support us all on PayPal. Follow us all on TikTok. Do all that good stuff. And then turn on the post notification bell so that way you know when we do more videos like these, shorts, live streams, and all that stuff. Announcement coming up. The live stream that we're doing this week. I forgot to mention that in my preview and videos leading up to this. Ravens, not 49. Ravens Chargers, the Harbaugh Bowl, part 3. So, look forward to that tomorrow night. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and let's talk about this game. Dallas wins it 34-26, and this game, for the first 3 quarters, it was very, very sloppy. It was sloppy to the point where Jason and I were kind of bored. Not gonna lie, like we were kind of bored, in the first half. Jason told me that he actually fell asleep in the third quarter, where Washington, and here's the thing, Dallas ends their losing streak. Washington loses their third in a row. I'll get to that, but I'm gonna break down this game. So, special teams actually was a thing in this game in many, 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 many ways. Missed field goals, blocked field goals. What else did we see? Blocked punts. We got a kickoff return for a touch. Missed extra point, and I'm gonna circle those missed extra points in those field goals, because those played a huge part. Now, like I said, this game again, 34-26 was your final, which again was a shocking result with the way that those first 3 quarters were going. It was 10-9. Dallas made it 13-9 in the fourth. If you were to tell me that it was 10-9 in the third quarter, and there would be 17, like over a 40-point swing in the final, and it wasn't even the final 15 minutes of that quarter. It was those 40 points came into the inside final 10 minutes. So Washington, Dallas gets a field goal 13-9. Washington, again, cannot capitalize on good field position because they got a good field position on a punt. Punted it back. Dallas goes in for a touchdown, makes it 20-9. Washington, with 5:16 to go, a good, solid, quick drive that took about a minute and a half, and they also get the 2-point conversion, 20-17. And then this is where all hell breaks loose. Because then you see Dallas, Kayvon Turpentine, gets the big kickoff return to make it 10 points. Dan Quinn if they would have lost by those 7 points, I would have said, okay, head scratcher, but, I can maybe advocate for it. But in hindsight, decent call, but at the same time, the way that they came in, and I'll talk about this. So, they get, with 2 timeouts, they get, inside the 2-minute warning, they go for the field goal, make it a 7-point game. They get the stops needed because Dallas could not or chose not to try to get a first down to ice the game. They punt it back to Washington with 34 seconds to go. Terry McLaurin, who was shut in all intents and purposes, was shut down all game long, gets a big 86-yard touchdown run, catch and run, makes it a 1-point game. And then Austin Ceibert, and I was texting, Jason and I were texting back and forth between this time, because he sees the touchdown, texts me, he's like, oh, this game is tied. I was like, no, don't count it, because remember, extra point, and Austin Ceibert missed the extra point earlier in the game and missed field goals. So don't count it. And it was a bad snap. The holder was trying to save it as much as he could, got it down, but it just didn't matter. 27-26, and then Dallas got the onside kick recovery and decided to run it back, giving Washington another chance to win or tie the game at least, which didn't do it. Got an interception. Jaden Daniels, 2-interception game. Look, Kliff Kingsbury. I'm gonna pin. I'm gonna pin this on Kliff Kingsbury. And you can say, what about the special teams? Yeah, I get that, but I'm not too mad at that. I'm more mad at Kliff Kingsbury. How do you go be dead in the water for 55 minutes of the game, and then you decided to get your offense in line? No. And you had something to build off of in that third quarter when you actually went boom, boom, boom down the field, got a touchdown. So that offense, Kliff Kingsbury, he's falling off a cliff, and no pun intended. Kliff Kingsbury, this is the big concern, and I did say this. I was like, look, Washington is going to somehow, some way fall apart in the second half of the season, and we're probably witnessing that now. And don't get me, we're missing Marshawn Lattimore. You're being pessimistic. No. I warned y'all, and I warned Jason, and I warned Aaron too about this, that even though we got Dan Quinn, and Jason was like, get ready for 12 wins. I don't think so. And I told him, I don't think so. At most, maybe 10. And so, like I said, because Kliff Kingsbury, the defense, that's the thing. The defense for the first 3 quarters were doing their jobs. They held Dallas to 13 points. Washington just their offense couldn't do nothing with it. Missed field goal here. Good field position. Washington punt. Dallas fumbles. Good field position. Washington offense. Punt. Another missed field goal. Good field position. Washington punt. That's literally how it went. So Kliff Kingsbury, the offense, I'm solely pinning this on the offense, on Kliff Kingsbury's offense. Because the defense, again, like I said, for the first 3 quarters, did their job. They actually did it. It wasn't until the offense decided to wake up where they decided to play a team effort. So, interestingly enough, it was an interesting score, 34-26, and like I said, it was actually pretty decent. So that was an interesting move. Mike McCarthy and Dallas, CeeDee Lamb had 10 plus catches today. Rico Dowdle had over 80 yards rushing today. Ezekiel Elliott almost fumbled it as well, but recovered it. And I think Dallas learned their lesson not to do that anymore because we didn't see Ezekiel Elliott for the rest of the game either. It was basically Rico Dowdle and Lipke, I think his name is, the fullback. Lipke got a few carries here and there as well. Trey Lance had only 2 snaps, which backfired horribly. So again, Kliff Kingsbury was the downfall of this team, and I know Ed Oliver and the rest of these YouTubers are gonna say they're gonna blame the special teams. How do you miss field goals? Extra points? No! Blame Kliff Kingsbury. Because, once again, and this happened in the Eagles game too, the offense decides to wake up, we're down 2 scores with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That's where we can flick a switch. You can't do that. You can't do that. Dallas now, I think what 4-7 now, 4-7. So Washington and Dallas will we'll see, will most likely split. Washington's now. I got to look up the playoff picture again. I know that they were in the 7th seed right now, and I think they'll be fine. But one more slip up like this, and it's most likely game over. They got Tennessee, bye week, New Orleans, which New Orleans on a 2-game winning streak right now with their interim head coach, and who knows how they'll play next week and leading up to that game. But now I'm not too sure about Washington, in their play. Maybe if they get into the playoffs, they're going to get smacked by either whoever they face. Arizona again. Arizona's catching fire. 49ers, whatever. So, again, Dallas gets the win because of Kliff Kingsbury being stupid and not waking up. And, again, got to look himself in the mirror. YouTubers, don't be celebrating. Don't be saying, oh, the offense played well. Which they're probably not going to say that, but, and they're going to talk about this 2-point conversion thing and this field goal thing too. I thought it was kind of wacky. Again, I personally am okay with that field goal call. I don't know how Jason felt about it. To make it a 7-point game with a minute and change to go, it worked out. But in hindsight, I can see why people say you should have gone for the touchdown and then seen what you could have done. But at the end of the day, what if you got the touchdown, lost your 2 timeouts? It would have been game over anyway. So, again, I'm not too mad at that decision. Honestly, the field goal and then, kicking it and then getting the ball back. Because at the end of the day, Washington had a chance. Now, the 2-point conversion, and I just remembered this. When Aaron and I did this post game for the Chiefs Buccaneers game, we said go for 2. Go for 2 and make Patrick Mahomes with 14 seconds or so win this. Why didn't you go? Knowing that you guys missed the extra point and a few extra points and field goals, why didn't you think, oh, we can go for 2 and win this game? Force Dallas to go down and kick a field goal. Trust your quarterback. That's another thing. Trust your quarterback. So, actually, Dan Quinn also gets part of the blame for not thinking that through. And also, another thing that also slipped my mind, the challenge. The challenge. You used a challenge on a stupid fumble call that was actually clearly a fumble? Really? And you lose a timeout? Again, hindsight, it is what it is. And that wasn't the main reason why you lost, but again, decision making. And this decision making is going to cost Washington even more. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow us on TikTok. Support our PayPals. We'll see y'all later and see you all tomorrow.